Now at 5, coronavirus cases increasing in Indiana and around the world. It is now officially a pandemic. The increased steps to keep you and your family safe.
I think we're going to just see the numbers keep going up, and it's just scary.
Parents in Carmel have started a petition asking the district to close its schools. So what comes next?
Dry tonight, but an increasing thunderstorm threat for tomorrow, and a few may be severe.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Now at 5, new cases of the coronavirus in Indiana, and as it continues to spread around the world, it is now called a pandemic. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Let's start with the newest information here in Indiana. The State Health Department today reported 4 new cases, 3 in Johnson County and 1 in Howard County, all adults.
And then this afternoon, the St. Joseph County Health Department confirmed another case. They said the man is someone who had close contact with another Indiana resident who was diagnosed with COVID-19 earlier this week. These cases are in addition to the previously confirmed cases in Hendricks, Marion, Boone, Noble, and Adams counties. The World Health Organization today declared the coronavirus a pandemic, meaning it's an illness that spread to a whole country or the entire world. Take a look at this map from Johns Hopkins University. It is tracking the spread of the virus around the world. More than 121,000 confirmed cases, more than 4,300 deaths, but also more than 66,000 people who have recovered.
We have team coverage tonight on multiple angles, but we start with breaking news from the NCAA about tournament games as the men's Big Ten tournament gets set to tip off in just about an hour at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Our Cameron Riddle is there live right now. Cameron.
Hey, Mark, good evening. So as you just said, we're an hour away from the tip-off of round 1 of the men's tourney here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. But in the last 15 minutes, President of the NCAA, Mark Emmert, has just posted a statement saying that they are restricting fans from all of the events as we get ready to go into what will be March Madness. Again, we're an hour away, so outside of Bankers Life Fieldhouse, our fans approaching the door. In the past couple of minutes, literally the past 2 minutes, fans have started to come up to me saying, can we go in? We just heard that the NCAA is restricting folks from going in. As you can see right now, folks are going inside of the doors, but that gentleman right there I just talked to is walking back toward his car now. Here's part of the statement that the NCAA posted saying this decision is in the best interest of the public health, including that of coaches, administrators, fans, and most importantly, our student athletes. They say that they recognize that they need to compete in the NCAA National Championship, and this is an experience of a lifetime for the students and families. But today, we move forward to conduct the championships consistent with the current information that they are hearing from the CDC regarding today's now pandemic of the coronavirus. So again, the NCAA Board of Directors say they have made the decision to conduct their upcoming events, including the Division Men's 1 and Women's Basketball Tournament with only essential staff, and that is limited to family attendance. Of course, this is disappointing for a lot of people. Did you just heard that for the first time?
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So this is breaking news for folks who are coming down. Were you going to the game tonight? Were you going to the game?
Let me in.
Or were you going?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you'll be going tonight. Have you just heard from anybody?
I haven't heard from anybody.
Okay, I just broke the news to you there, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but this is the Big Ten, though. This isn't the NCAA tournament.
But the Big Ten is under the NCAA, so we're trying to figure out what this means.
Yeah, the Big Ten is under just the Big Ten schools.
Well, we're getting so
we're gonna find out.
We're all getting this is all happening in the past 10 minutes. So as you can see, everybody's a bit confused about what's happening here tonight. Getting a little bit of information as it is starting to come out literally in the last 10 minutes. So we have made contact with the NCAA and the Big Ten. As that guy just pointed out, there's some conflicting information about what's going to happen tonight. No matter what happens tonight, they got to figure it out quickly because this game starts in less than an hour, and fans like that gentleman are already getting getting ready to go inside for tonight's game. So we're going to get some more information for you, talk to the folks down here, talk to the folks inside Bankers Life and our state and local officials, see what their plans are for tonight. Again, NCAA is making their decision, but what is the state of Indiana and the city of Indianapolis doing about it? We're going to find out and hope to have more information for you coming up with breaking news at 6 o'clock. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, huge implications for Bankers Life Fieldhouse and any businesses around that venue tonight. Thank you. Our team coverage continues now with RTV6's Megan Sanctorum. She spoke with doctors and people in the community about staying healthy and just how far you should go when it comes to protecting your family.
We continue to learn more and more about this new strain of the coronavirus named COVID-19. It's a respiratory illness that hasn't been seen in humans until now. As we've been reporting, symptoms range from mild to severe, but often include a fever, cough, and shortness of breath. The elderly and those with previous health conditions are most at risk. It spreads through person-to-person contact, and some people we spoke with said they're taking extra precautions to help stop the spread.
Whenever we see like hand sanitizer, those kind of things, we're making sure we're washing our hands, keeping like ourselves kind of away from people as well.
I've stopped touching like handles and like stuff that a lot of people touch.
And basic steps like those are what doctors recommend when it comes to stopping the spread of any virus. Health experts have not changed their message. They say be cautious and be prepared, but they say at this point there's no need to make any major changes to your day-to-day routine. They say symptoms can be similar to the flu or a cold, but there is no treatment or preventative vaccine for COVID-19. Most importantly, though, doctors say don't panic.
This is something that we will be able to get through. We have done this before. H1N1, about 10 years ago, we had a similar situation. And yes, there were lots of measures that had to be put in place, but we got through it at that with a lot of common sense measures.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And Indiana Congressman Andre Carson announced today that he is canceling his upcoming Youth Opportunities Fair in response to concerns about the coronavirus. It was supposed to take place Monday at the Indianapolis Central Library. He said he's canceling out of an abundance of caution. He released a statement that says, in part, "This is one of my favorite events of the year, but as COVID-19 continues its rapid spread, it's clear that the health and well-being of friends, neighbors, and colleagues takes precedence." He said anyone who would like to get in touch with exhibitors who were going to be at the fair should visit his website, carson.house.gov, and a full list will be there on Monday. In addition, face-to-face meetings at both Carson's Indianapolis and Washington, D.C. offices will be temporarily suspended starting next week to protect the health of constituents and staff. And a school system with thousands of students is responding to parents' concerns about coronavirus tonight. A petition is circulating online calling on Carmel Clay schools to allow e-learning as an option for students to stay home. RTV6's Stephanie Wade is in Carmel tonight, seeing if the district will take action.
Well, students are in school today, but some parents want that to change. According to an online petition started by concerned parents, they want Carmel Clay schools to utilize e-learning before the coronavirus spreads to its students.
I mean, it's scary. It's scary with a kid in college. It's scary with older parents. And I don't think any of us really know what the right thing to do in this situation is.
Schools are finding themselves having to make some tough decisions over concerns of the coronavirus as more Indiana schools and colleges cancel classes. This petition that has over 1,000 signatures is requesting Carmel Clay schools allow e-learning as an option for families who want to keep their children at home. The district sent this email to parents Wednesday saying, quote, "If we are directed to close one or more of our schools, our staff is prepared to use Canvas and G Suite tools to deliver instruction and learning experiences for our students. If students don't have access to a device for learning virtually, you can fill out this form and they will provide one for you."
Not everybody has access to a tablet at home or a laptop. We have 4 children, so I know that each of them don't all have access to all of their devices all the time. So it looks like that they are ready and they have a plan to address that.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
President Trump plans to deliver a primetime address to the nation at 9 o'clock tonight on the federal response to the coronavirus pandemic. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization says the outbreak of COVID-19 can now be classified as a pandemic. ABC's Trevor Ault has the latest.
As the spread of the novel coronavirus accelerates around the world, today the World Health Organization declaring this is now a pandemic.
We're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction.
More than 120,000 people have contracted the virus worldwide. In Italy, more than 2,000 new cases confirmed overnight, including nearly 200 new deaths. And in Iran, the semi-official Fars news agency says 24 government leaders have contracted the virus, including the country's vice president. Here at home, senior Trump administration officials blaming China for a slow global response.
It probably cost the world community 2 months to respond, and those 2 months, if we'd had those, I think we could have dramatically curtailed what happened both in China and what's now happening across the world.
In the United States, concerns of the spreading virus leading to a wave of cancellations. Major universities like Ohio State and UCLA, and in New York, the state and city university systems are all scrapping in-person classes. 3 counties in Washington state banning public gatherings of more than 250 people. San Francisco setting their own limit at 1,000 people, meaning the Golden State Warriors will now play in an empty arena.
We would recommend that there not be large crowds. If that means not having any people in the audience when the NBA plays, so be it.
The Trump administration says millions more COVID-19 tests have been shipped out around the country, so any doctor who needs to test for the virus can do so. There's now more than 1,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the United States, and more than 30 people have died. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
The coronavirus Wall Street roller coaster took a wild swing into negative territory again today. The Dow dropped more than 1,400 points after an 1,100-point gain yesterday. The index is now in a bear market. Losses accelerated after health authorities declared the coronavirus outbreak a pandemic. With so much information out there, we want to help you and your family navigate the coronavirus. Everything you need to know is now in one place. You're taking a look at the article available on our homepage at the IndyChannel.com and on the RTV6 app. And watch a special report from our Scripps national team, Coronavirus, the Facts, at 7 o'clock Friday evening only on RTV6.
Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6, why a woman undergoing rehab says her treatments are putting her in danger of contracting coronavirus.
But first, the IndyCar season kicks off this weekend, and one racer has already hit a roadblock. Well, a big fire sidelined Colton Herta at the St. Petersburg race. We'll check in later.
And we're stepping into the spring and severe weather potential months, and just want to show you tomorrow evening, 5 to about 9 o'clock, a line of storms will develop. Some may be severe. More details on that straight ahead.
Prices at Ross. Yes, for less.
An Indianapolis 16-year-old charged as an adult in the murder of a brother and sister will spend 40 years in prison. Lametris Sanders was 15 years old when he was arrested shortly after the 2019 murders of 16-year-old Nicholas Nelson and his 15-year-old sister, Ashlyn. After a series of hearings, Sanders was charged as an adult and then recently agreed to a plea deal. He was sentenced today. The Nelson siblings were students at Lawrence North High School. They were shot to death in August at their northeast side apartment near North Post Road and East 42nd Street. In a big court that garnered national attention, former Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein sentenced today to 23 years in prison for rape and sexual assault. He was convicted last month. His attorneys had asked for at most a 5-year sentence because of what they say is Weinstein's poor health. Weinstein is expected to appeal the conviction and the sentence.
Now to the race for president. The one-time front runner suffered a string of defeats in the last 2 weeks of primary contests, but Bernie Sanders says he is staying in the race. ABC News projecting former Vice President Joe Biden taking at least 4 states, including the biggest prize of the night, Michigan, as well as Missouri, Mississippi, and Idaho. Sanders is projected to win North Dakota. Washington State is still too close to call. Speaking from Vermont today, Sanders acknowledged that he's losing the electability debate to Biden, but he says he wants to challenge Biden and the Democratic establishment to take up issues important to his young supporters.
Poll after poll, including exit polls,
show that a strong majority of the American people support our progressive agenda.
Sanders and Biden will face off Sunday in the first one-on-one debate of the primary season. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, there will be no live audience in Phoenix to watch.
Today is expected to be the last day of the 2020 legislative session, but lawmakers still have a lot of work to do. State lawmakers finished work last night at about 11 p.m., but they say they are trying to get home for dinner with their families tonight. Here are a few bills still not completed yet. A bill that would penalize Indigo for not raising private money for its new rapid transit lines is still being debated, as is the state's Tobacco 21 bill, which has lawmakers arguing about how harsh the penalties should be for retailers who sell tobacco to minors. And the state could still preempt any city ordinance about regulating landlords, but the bill has not been sent to the governor yet. And as the 2020 legislative session wraps up, Call 6 Investigates is digging into how well Indiana's laws and regulations protect Hoosier kids from the womb to the classroom.
I really didn't know what would be the outcome for me and my child.
It's constantly running through my head. Is she safe? Is she safe? Is she safe?
I felt like the school had kind of turned their backs on me and I didn't know what to do.
Join us for a closer look at what Indiana does to protect Hoosier kids at risk and the stories of families who are asking the state to do more. That's tonight here at 7 here on RTV6.
Start checking your mailbox tomorrow. The U.S. government is sending you an invitation that you should not refuse. Invitations to participate in the 2020 census will start arriving at households across Marion County on Thursday. It's the official launch of the self-response portion of the 2020 census count. The Census Bureau conducts this count every 10 years. The census helps determine how much representation we get in Congress and how much funding we get for our schools, roads, and other public services. The mailed invitation will include instructions for how to respond to the 2020 census online or by phone. This is the first time the census is available online to all households.
Kevin Gregory joins us now, and we're continuing to just see those cloudy skies that we've been seeing kind of all week.
It'll be nice to see some sunshine.
When's that coming?
We've got to be patient.
Bring it on.
It is in the 7-day forecast. I know that.
At least.
It wasn't my immediate focus. Clouds tonight, no rain. Now tomorrow, we've got to talk about the potential for severe weather. We'll revisit this in a second, but I just want to point out southern Indiana with the best chance or slight risk for severe storms. And by southern Indiana, from Vincennes, south of Bedford, Seymour, into Kentucky and Tennessee. Marginal risk north of that. Really southern half of the state. We'll keep our eye out. 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, just want to show you pockets of thunderstorms. They're moving to the east by 9 o'clock. Strongest organized storms. In other words, more thunderstorm clusters along and south of the Ohio River. For us, our rain chance is really high tomorrow evening. Then we're dry as we get to Friday. Saturday, oddly enough, now this is classic Indiana, right? Severe weather threat tomorrow. Then some snow mixing with rain on Saturday. That's the time of year we're in where you have these big swings in temperatures, and that certainly will continue. Lots of clouds. As Amanda mentioned, those are going nowhere in the short term. 48 in Bloomington and Columbus, 46 in the metro area. Temperatures tonight, because of the cloud cover, won't change a whole lot. Say hello to Coop. I'm on a first name basis now. You know, his formal name's Cooper, but I just call him Coop, and he's a big boy. That's a big Doberman.
Very polite and a gentleman.
He's on the edge of the sofa there, just finished reading some magazines, and he's relaxing for the evening. Temperatures in the 40s. Thank you, Sherry, for sending in Coop's picture. Love staring at him. Temperatures during the day tomorrow move quickly thanks to a south wind up to 54 by noon. We're headed into the 60s. You start thinking about the potential for thunderstorms and any severe weather. You need warmth, you need humidity, and you need a spark for those storms, and we'll have all of those tomorrow, especially in the southern half of the state. Temperatures mid-60s down to the south. As we look at the probability of thunderstorms, between 5 and 10, the most likely time for thunderstorms. Closer view now, 5 o'clock, showers, thunderstorms, Terre Haute toward Indy. We move this to the east, and you see Indy south. Thunderstorms, a few may be strong, especially south of Bloomington, Bedford, Seymour, and Columbus. And then by 9 o'clock, that batch is off to the east, and then we'll open the door to cooler temperatures. Friday, we're staying in in the 40s for highs. As you look at the weekend, Saturday, rain and snow or snow and rain. We'll see which is the dominant, but either way, not expecting much in the way of accumulation. The ground will be too warm. Temperatures well above freezing. Temperatures on this Sunday with a mostly sunny day. Did you hear that?
Mostly sunny.
Mostly sunny on Sunday at 46. We're back in the 50s. St. Patrick's Day, rain likely 56. Still some rain in the middle of next week in 57.
That's all pot of gold in your 7-day.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Weeks after a serious crash, racer Ryan Newman is on the long road to healing. Tonight, he's talking about his progress so far. We'll hear from him when the News at 5 continues.
Jay's at any Mattress Firm store today.
Well, the IndyCar season kicks off this weekend in St. Petersburg, Florida, but it's already off to a rocky start for Colton Herta.
The hauler carrying his car and equipment caught fire this morning on I-275 in St. Petersburg. Herta drives for Andretti Harding Steinbrenner Autosport. A spokesman for the team said no one was injured, and it appears damage to the car is minor and cosmetic, caused by heat, smoke, and/or water. At this time, they do not think any competition or mechanical parts are damaged. Backup pit equipment and a spare transporter will leave Indy for St. Pete today.
And Indiana native and NASCAR driver Ryan Newman conducted his first interview since that horrific crash last month on the last lap of the Daytona 500. Remarkably, he was able to leave the hospital 2 days later after suffering no major injuries or broken bones. He spoke exclusively about it this morning on the Today Show.
Basically like a bruised brain, like it just takes time for it to heal. I was knocked out. There was a point where I don't remember a part of the race, and realistically, I just feel so lucky. Like I just on so many levels, I feel so lucky. Like you look at the crash, you think that's spectacular in a bad way, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at the car afterwards, you think about all the things of what happened right for me to be sitting here.
Newman thanked everyone for their prayers and for all of those who worked to make the car safer. He said he doesn't know yet when he'll be back in a car and racing.
Still ahead on the Now Indy, a big music festival is drawing people from across the U.S. to Indy. Some people say they should have stayed at home due to the coronavirus scare. Tonight, organizers respond. You're watching RTV6.